22 years into my sports medicine career, and I stopped using ice in post-operative and acute injury scenarios, and here's why. Listen, ice is a great pain reliever, and for the better part of a half a century, it's been touted as one of the best PT or recovery modalities out there. But unfortunately for ice, it doesn't really work with our body's natural healing process. In fact, it actually slows stuff down. So when you put ice on an injury or a post-op scenario, what you're creating is vasoconstriction, where the blood vessels slowly start to tighten up, and it actually delays and impedes blood flow. Now, this is done because we want to reduce inflammation, but you ain't reducing shit. You're just slowing that process down, and that process is going to happen one way or the other. And it's really important to understand that inflammation isn't a bad thing. Inflammation is phase one of the healing process, and those inflammatory markers actually signal the beginning of the repair phase, or collagen and connective tissue production. So instead of ice, I like to use a combination of neuromuscular electrical stimulation and red light therapy. Now, these are over-the-counter. Anybody can get these. The NMES, in this case a Compex, what it's doing is creating a fast-twitch, non-fatiguing muscle pump. So your body would naturally evacuate swelling or move lymph by muscle action. So we are mimicking that in a non-fatiguing muscle pump that's allowing his body to start pushing some of that swelling through the process. Pairing that with something like red light therapy or photobiomodulation stimulates from a cellular level mitochondrial ATP production. And that ATP is the energy of the cell, is going to be used for collagen production. So in the early part of a post-op scenario, I like to use these in combination instead of ice because I'd rather stimulate the healing process and assist it than just slam on the brakes and have somebody feel better. And I already know what everybody's going to say, but Mike, I used ice and it worked fine. It's like, no, you healed despite the ice, not because of it. That's a very key distinction to make. And listen, if your goal is to treat pain without drugs, then yeah, ice is a great way to go about that. But there is a cost to that pain relief, and that cost is delayed healing. Listen, I'm not trying to scare you or tell you that this is the only way to do it. This is just the way I do it because I understand how physiology works and that I want to set my athletes and clients up for the best possible long-term outcome. So if you're a delicate little flower and you just don't want to feel any pain, by all means, ignore me and bury your shit in ice. But if you really want the best long-term outcome, I've got a brand new program coming at you in the next couple of weeks called the Swelling Evacuation Method. And I'm going to show you exactly how I harness your body's physiology to maximize the early term healing process to set you up for the best long-term outcome.